slave girls have long been taken from Korea. For instance, during the Tang dynasty around 700, there's numerous reports of merchants, Chinese merchants and pirates kidnapping Korean girls. Well, it was frowned upon to kidnap Chinese girls, so they did take people from around the world. But in the 9th century there was a Buddhist scholar named Wei Lin, and he criticised other ethnicities for being too dark-skinned, so Koreans were highly prized. So even though a Chinese governor of Shantung tried to get his people to stop kidnapping girls from his peaceful neighbours over in Korea, some obliged, but the practice kept going. I should also add women from Thailand and Vietnam were also sometimes highly prized. But anyway, so famously the Koreans acted as comfort women to the Japanese soldiers in World War II, along with the Filipinos, the Chinese, etc. But just after the Korean War, there's a controversial issue that the Korean government helped turn a lot of their women into prostitutes to serve as UN troops. Now it's hard to know if these women were coerced into prostitution or just did so out of economic reasons. But what is known is that they were often highly praised by government officials. For instance, they were making money in a poor economy, and that was highly praised. And they were also making sure that the UN troops, most of which were Americans, were content and therefore more likely to stay. So they were called patriots, but they were usually sent to go inhabit a new village outside a US base. Many of them were tagged with an assigned number, and this was so if a soldier got an STD, the women would be well, you would say which number he slept with, and then she would be sent to prison until she was checked. But it's probably very unlikely that we'll know in the near future how many women did this, because it's a highly politicized issue. This is because the Korean government is trying to get the Japanese to respond in their role of recruiting comfort women. And most of the reports of the women who came forward said that the Korean government were the biggest pimp after the Korean War. So we'll probably never know for sure, but here you see those pink lights. They're prostitutes in what is largely a foreign area here in Seoul.